What's going on, everybody? This is Gen Sports, aka Gen716, back here again. And today, I want to quickly recap the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings football game. And man, was this a entertaining football game! Uh, First of all, I'm just gonna say this: congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys, 3-7, and they are tied with pretty much every other team now in the NFC East. I mean, this division is just it's bad and it's just wild at the same time that we honestly are on pace for like a 5-11, 6-10 team to be the number 4 seed in the NFL. It's weird. But yeah, congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. These guys played a phenomenal football game today. The defense, the last 3 games, the defense has just gotten better and better and better compared to what we saw earlier on. I think this Cowboys defense is getting a lot healthier. You're starting to see a lot more these young playmakers starting to step up. I think offensively they're starting to find their tune. They're starting to find their rhythm, especially in the run department. I know the running game has been struggling for a little bit now, but now ever since that Eagles game, this Cowboys running attack is slowly starting to get back that identity. And I think the crazy part is that this Cowboys offensive line unit isn't really healthy. They're pretty much all banged up for the most part. So the fact that Ezekiel Elliott was once again able to have a 100-yard game, Tony Pollard was able to make a very explosive play that ended up being a touchdown. You got to be proud with the effort, especially if you're a Cowboys fan, that those boys put out there on the football field today. You got to be extremely proud, and that you guys are tied with for the NFC East lead. Like it's an open race. So what went from tanking for Trevor Lawrence or taking for Justin Fields is now maybe being getting a high end pick at 5-11, 6-10. So who knows? Again, maybe the Cowboys can continue this momentum, and maybe they can win more than 5 or 6 games. We'll see. For the Vikings, this has got to be a crushing, and I mean an absolute crushing blow to lose to the Cowboys. These guys were on a 2-game winning streak, I believe. They just won against the Chicago Bears on Monday night. Now you have to, and now you lost to the Dallas Cowboys. This has got to be a crushing blow. One of the worst teams in football, at least record wise. The Vikings were 4-6. You had a great running game with Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins was looking pretty good, at least as a game manager. You got that identity with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and the rest of those guys. Defensive side of the ball with Kendricks and oh man, this was a crushing blow for the Minnesota Vikings. That they, instead of them being like 5-5, they're now 4-6. So this is, and if I got the record wrong, you guys can correct me. But still, I mean, especially because you're fighting for a wild card spot, this was bad. This was a very, very bad loss by the Minnesota Vikings today. But just talking about this game real quick, guys. The Cowboys dominated the first half. I mean, 16-7. They were, the Cowboys were phenomenal when it came to forcing turnovers. They were able to run the ball properly. They were efficient throwing the football. Again, Dalton didn't throw for 300 yards in the first half, but he was efficient enough. The Cowboys defense was extremely physical in the first half. They were pretty much physical all game, but they were really extremely physical in the first half. Who is this guy? Donovan Wilson? Donovan Wilson is a beast as a safety, man. He has really become that enforcer of this defense. So I was really, and especially because he forced a fumble, I think later in the game that honestly you can make an argument won the game for the Dallas Cowboys. Donovan Wilson is a hitter, so him becoming that enforcer, man, I think it's pretty much the spark plug of the defense. I think you can clearly see just how physical this defense is starting to become since he's kind of stepped up his game. So you got to be proud if you're a Cowboys fan of the effort that Donovan Wilson was able to display out there today. Demarcus Lawrence and those guys in the defensive line, they were able to apply a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins, right? That's been one of the weaknesses of this team, is the fact that this team can't really apply a lot of pressure. The last 2 to 3 weeks, they've applied that. This defensive line is starting to find their groove. You're starting to see a lot of these players on the outside, including with DeMarcus Lawrence, getting after the quarterback. That is really, really good progression. Especially if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, to see the progression of your football team, especially on the defensive side of the ball, which has been considered the weakness, that it's getting better and better. That with the run game, and pretty much a game managing passing attack offense, it can win you a lot of games. It can lose you games, but it can definitely win you a lot of games as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just nothing but improvement for the last 3 weeks that I've seen for this Cowboys unit. But the fact that they were able to force turnovers, and The Minnesota Vikings had 3 fumbles. They lost one. The Vikings were just a mess when it came to just the turnovers, and they looked sloppy at times. I got to give credit to the Vikings. They came back in the second half, and they were very, very strong in the second half. Justin Jefferson was finding his rhythm. Adam Thielen had an amazing game, but Adam Thielen had a pretty good game for the most part. But Justin Jefferson once again was that kid's a baller. Justin Jefferson is. With him doing the gritty dance and all that stuff, he is a baller. And, of course, Dalvin Cook was able to get over 100 yards again. But, the Vikings just kept shooting themselves in the foot. That was just the ultimate thing. They just kept shooting themselves in the foot. And I do believe the Vikings were the better team. I think they have more talent. I think I like their coach. I think that the coach is a lot better. But today, they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. And those turnovers were a huge reason why they ultimately lost this football game. So this was a great football game. Again, I got to give a lot of credit to the Dallas Cowboys, for Vikings fans. Again, this is a crushing blow, especially because that wild card, that 7th seed is still alive, and this loss could potentially seal it. Again, there's a lot of football left. We got late November, we got December, but man, this loss is going to be something that Vikings fans are going to remember if they do miss the playoffs, and if they miss it by like a game. This could have been the game right here that could have put them in there. So. Huge blow by the Minnesota Vikings, but once again for the Dallas Cowboys, huge win. Props to you guys, and you guys are tied for first in the division. So anyway, guys, let me know how you guys feel about this game. We can definitely hash it out below, whether if you're a Cowboys fan or a Vikings fan, doesn't really matter to me. I want to talk to you guys, want to interact with you guys, how you guys felt about this game. So anyway, guys, Jan716, aka Jan Sports. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, especially if you want more weekly NFL content, especially Minnesota Vikings or Dallas Cowboys content. Make sure to hit that notification bell, and that's all I got. So anyway, like I said again for the last time, Jan716, aka Jan Sports. I'll check us out later. Have a good night. Peace.